so excited to finally have a Galaxycon in my neck of the woods and in my city. Galaxycon Nashville has been created. I've watched panels of different Galaxycons. I did the whole weekend, so let's talk about it. But I probably will be breaking this up into two parts. Friday, I would say, was the second busiest day of the weekend. Of course, I always like to get there early because I need, in my experience, the lines are always long. Surprisingly, the line to get your tickets or your badge wasn't very long, or there wasn't really a line. The only thing that I saw was just crazy, very packed, was just the main entrance. They were just ready to go. They were ready to get in there. It's time to walk around Artist Alley. This was the biggest artist alley I've ever seen. There were so many vendors and great art. I've collected some business cards, so I'll put some of their links in the description box below. Now, I was on a mission, and I had a plan, like I always do. Before going to any panels, I wanted to meet Josh Keaton and Robbie Damon. Luckily, I was first in line for Josh Keaton. This is my second time being first in line for an artist or a voice actor. He was my introduction to a Spider-Man animated series, Spectacular Spider-Man. Spectacular. You know the thing, you know the same song. So, if he was also your first Spider-Man, you probably will immediately recognize him in other animated series like Young Justice and Invincible. He was very nice and so kind, and he loved my Voltron shirt that I had on. Plus, I got to say bye to him on the very last day, and I got a hug. Then I went over to Robbie Damon and learned that he played an animated Spider-Man as well. And I'm in the middle of watching that series now. It's very interesting and very different from the series that I watch, but I'm enjoying it. And very entertaining. Anyway, the line wasn't that long, but it was long. But I have yet to experience the longest line, the line that I experienced at Todd Habercorn's line. That was insane. So we'll have to see. Robbie Damon was amazing. Apparently, his eye exploded. His words, not mine. I even asked if it hurt. He said it didn't, but are you sure? As I was asking in my head. He said no. That just shows you how much he cares about his fans and how much he wanted to be there, even though his eye exploded and he had medical problems. But he's great. Plus, I got a tuxedo mask print. Fun fact, now I only remember watching the Cloverway dub of Sailor Moon, and it's started with season 3 somehow. It wasn't until Viz Media redubbed all the seasons that I actually watched Sailor Moon from the very beginning for the first time. Before we went to our first panel of the day, we got stopped by a guy, and he introduced us to his character, Drip. He's a crime-fighting tiger with locks. He has a comic book and one animated episode on YouTube. I'll put all the links in the description box below. You can check out his journey and how he came to be and why he wanted to do this. All the things. Channel and his website, like I said, in the box below. Now, it's time to go to Twilight's Q&A panel. Unfortunately, I didn't really record any video footage of that, because usually, first of all, I was trying to save up space, some storage on my phone, so I could record other panels. I thought that they were going to post the full panels on Galaxycon's YouTube website. channel. I don't want to say website. Like they do with the other ones, like Columbus and Anime. If you know Galaxycon's YouTube channel, you know what I'm talking about. But I've yet to see that. That's rude. What you got against Nashville? So, just make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can check out my story highlight that's named AnimeCons. You can check like a little snippet of it from Twilight Q&A and other things that I've done little stories on. So, there's that. Now, I did get some footage of the Superman Q&A, so enjoy.
Spider-Man was a hero for you growing up. You were very into Spider-Man. Yeah. Were the two of you into Spider-Man? Did you have another hero, perhaps? Maybe a cartoon that you were super into? Like, what were you into?
I was just telling Chris not too long ago, maybe like 20 minutes ago, we were talking about like our stories. I was like, growing up as a kid, not just saying that just to have everything on record, but looking back, I was always a Marvel baby. You know, DC was cool, but I was always into X-Men characters. I was into like my toys back home. I don't know if y'all remember when Toys R Us was open, they had the 6-inch figures. Yeah, like the big dolls. So I had a bunch of those, but they were all Green Goblin, Spider-Man, and I had like G.I. Joes here and there, but I had nothing but Marvel characters growing up. So it was just a trip how the world comes back around, you know.
Same, yeah, I was a big Marvel kid. I read DC too, but yeah, I mean, I'm considerably older than you, but like, it was, in the 90s it was pretty big. Like, there was like a mass production comic sort of thing. So I grew up reading like Maximum Carnage, like was my favorite miniseries all that time. And then I moved in the 5th grade, and I had those overproduced Topps Marvel cards, and I gave them to kids at school. I was like bribing them to be friends with me. That's how big of a nerd I was. So yeah, Spider-Man is my all-time favorite superhero, so yeah, total trip.
And remember, the interesting thing is that the DC existed at its height in a different sort of sociological context. These were distant Olympian mythical characters, whereas Marvel, all of a sudden everybody was flawed and relatable. I remember reading Marvel comics, you were like, I can relate to this. Other people can relate to this because they were so terribly flawed and conflicted.